Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Want to get some of our friends in here this morning. Get this shared out. There we go. Good morning. I see a few of you jumping in here already. Come on in. Come on in. Good morning, chain breakers. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Transformation Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December the 10th, 2019. This is going to be a fantastic day because that's the way I choose for my day to be. Hi, I'm Brad Smith. I am your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise. And I want to welcome you in here today. See a lot of you jumping in early and quick, and I want to let you know how much I appreciate that. Nat Banks, Michael Mills, Jeremy George, Laura Berman, thanks so much for being here. You guys are some of my regulars. I really appreciate it. I know there's a few others. There's Connie Davis jumping in. Good morning, Connie. I love the fact that you guys are coming in here on a daily basis. And if I haven't said your name, say hello in the comments. I'll say hello to you. There's some of you I can see, some of you I can't, but I want to see this group absolutely keep growing. There's Janice Fetterspiel. Good morning. Glad to see you this morning. So this is Transformation Tuesday. And what do I mean by that? Well, my friends, every single one of us faces obstacles in my life. Thank you. In your lives. Every single one of us faces obstacles in your lives. We do, don't we? Here's something that I want to tell you, and maybe this is not good news, and maybe it is. But see, every single one of us lives an average life. Every single one of us lives an average life. The only thing that differentiates us from one person to the other is what we choose to do with that average life. If we're going to continue to live it passively, or if we're going to continue to live the same way we always are, or are we willing to change? Are we willing to do what it takes to get to the next level? Are we willing to do what it takes to transform ourselves to become the person we are destined to be the person that God has a plan for, to be the person or to follow that godly vision, that godly plan that He has laid out for us in our lives. But there is an obstacle, a mountain, as it were, that every single one of us faces. And we face it every single day. You see, it doesn't do any good for me to sit here and tell you how valuable you are. It doesn't do me any good to tell you, or for you to tell yourself for that matter, how intelligent you are, how wonderful you are, how capable you are, how you can do anything, how you can accomplish all these things. Because the truth of the matter is, if you don't believe it in your subconscious, and if you don't believe it in the back of your mind, not what you tell yourself, but what you honestly believe, then you know as well as I do that it's worthless, that you will never accomplish. You will be your biggest hindrance. You will be your biggest obstacle holding yourself back, because you see, that biggest obstacle is in your mind. It is in your brain. It is in one that you carry every day. Melanie Asbury, I'm glad you're here this morning. Good morning. Glad to have you here. You see, the messages that we tell ourselves, those are the biggest obstacles we have to overcome. And they usually came because of something that we learned early on in life. Maybe as an infant, maybe as a child, maybe as an adolescent. But somewhere in there, you began limiting yourselves. And I hear people say these things out loud all the time, whether they really realize it or not. I don't know much about that. I'm not very smart. I'm not very strong. I'm not very capable. I'm not good with people. I'm not whatever that limitation is. That's the message. We start telling ourselves, hey, Susan Sherman, glad you're here this morning. That's the messages that we start telling ourselves that limit us from being so completely capable of what God has in mind. You see, those messages that have been implanted in our minds, those are the chains that bind us. Those are the chains that keep us small. Those are the chains that the enemy has planted. It is his plan to keep you average. It is his plan to keep you small. And why does he want to do that? Because he wants to keep you from fulfilling the plan and the destiny that God has. You don't believe it? I want to refer you to Romans 12:2. It's one that you're probably familiar with, but I want to repeat it for you today. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. You see, a lot of things we could take that, and I think many times that we do, and we take it to thinking Christianity. But Paul knew in his letter to the Romans, right? Paul knew in his letter that the pattern of this world is keeping us small, that the pattern of the world is what keeps us from fulfilling God's will for us. That's what he is talking about here. It takes the transforming of our mind to become the person that we need to be, become the person that we're capable of being, to become the person that's willing to act, that's willing to train, that's willing to educate ourselves, that's willing to put forth the effort that it takes to fulfill God's plan. You see, my friends, it is easy for us to look back in the Bible and take a look at every single person in the Bible, every major character in the Bible, and think what amazing people they were and how God just chose these powerful people. Take a look at these people, my friends. When God chose them, they were not powerful people. They were imperfect as can be. They were as imperfect as you and me. But God made them great people. God made them powerful people because God had a plan for them and they listened. God had a plan for them and they acted. God had a plan for them and they learned. Moses sat there and argued with God that I am not a good speaker, and yet he was the one that moved to change the mind and change the will of Pharaoh. He was the one that absolutely spoke to and moved a nation. Yes, he had to bring his brother Aaron in to help him with that, but he knew where to turn for support. He wasn't willing to just sit back and let life happen any longer. Hey, Janine Hinkleman, I'm glad you jumped in. Good morning. So, my friends, yesterday is history. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is still a dream. It may be a plan, but it is still in the future. The only thing that matters, is the action you take today. The only thing that matters is what you're willing to do to move yourself off of the couch, to take action, to move yourself into the person and create the life for yourself that you know you're capable of. Create the life that you may not even realize you're capable of because it is in God's plan and you haven't stepped into it yet. Hey, Valley, glad you're here. Good morning. Glad you joined us. So, my friends, step back and take a look and be willing to take action. Do not conform to the pattern of this world. It is in remaining small. It is in remaining average. It is in remaining passive that we conform to the pattern of the world. But by transforming through the renewing of our mind, we can step into and know what God's plan is. The verse says, then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. It is in that transformation of your mind that you will know and be able to test and know God's will for you. But you must take action. You must begin the transforming of your mind. You must choose to not be conformed to the pattern of the world. My friends, we have 21 days left in this year. We have barely 2 weeks left before Christmas, 2 weeks and a day. Christmas Eve is 2 weeks from today. Are you already starting to transform your mind to be the person that you need to be to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish in 2020, in the next decade, in the next year? Are you already transforming your mind to become the person you need to be to absolutely shatter conforming to the world, to shatter your passivity, to shatter your stagnancy? Are you prepared to become the person that you need to be? It takes action, and that action is in today. It's not in tomorrow. That's a plan. It's not in tomorrow. That's a dream. It wasn't in yesterday. That's history. And my friends, everything that's in your past, it's history. It's behind you. What matters today is what's ahead. It matters today is what action you're willing to take to change that history, to change the person you're capable of being, to change your future and step in to your destiny. Are you ready to transform yourself? Are you ready to become the person that you need to be? And if not, when? Is it today? Is it this week? Is it still, will you start becoming the person you need to be, that come January 1st, those resolutions you set for yourself will not fall to the wayside, but will be shattered because of the person that you know you're capable of being and you know you will become? It takes action today. Be transformed, my friends. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be transformed by taking action today. Do not conform to passivity. Do not conform to stagnancy. What happens to water when it becomes stagnant? That's where algae grows. That's where disease and everything else comes in. Don't let yourself become that stagnant water. Become fresh. My friends, if you are green, you are still growing. But if you're ripe, you're already rotting. Become green. Be green. Keep transforming and become that person you need to be. I want to thank you so much. You guys mean so much to me. I can't even begin to tell you how much love I have for you guys. I absolutely love you. If nobody's told you that today, let me be the first. I absolutely love you. I want to thank you so much for being here. If you want to see more videos like these, you can dig back in the history here in Chainbreakers 365, and you can watch them not only live but in replay. You can catch us live every single Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you want to find the library of these, you can do one of two things. You can go to YouTube, and I've got a YouTube channel there, Chainbreakers 365, or you can go to chainbreakers365.com. Those little 3 hash marks across. That's where the menu is. Click on it. There's a page there for videos, and you'll find the entire library there. But the best way is to join our family here that joins us every single day for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Today is Transformation Tuesday. Take the steps necessary. We'll see you tomorrow, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. Bye now.